Imagine you are hopping into a regular taxi in Thailand, excited to start your trip, and then you realized that the door is locked and you are trapped.
Sounds pretty terrifying, right? Just think about if it happened to you. So today we are going to share some scam stories, starting with the craziest one we have heard, then moving to the more common ones you might already know. We have also got some tips from locals like us to help you stay ready and know what to do if you ever run into one of these situations. By the way, if it's your first time in Thailand, grab our free Thailand cheat sheet for first timers. The link is also in the description below.
I think this one is the most ridiculous scam I have ever heard, but only because if you are a local, you probably will not fall for that.
The first one is about toll fees. Like this guy who ended up paying 2 or 3 times more than he should have. Thai people probably wouldn't run into this, but tourists can easily get scammed by drivers charging way more than the actual toll fee. Even though there are price signs before you get to the toll booth, we believe tourists don't always realize they are being tricked. This happens more often than you might think. So we want to share some info and tips to help you avoid it. Toll fees in Thailand usually start at around 10 baht and go up to 170 baht. To reach the higher prices, the distance would have to be really long, like crossing provinces or on tollways like Don Mueang Tollway, which might cost a bit more. To protect yourself, first take a picture of the price sign when you are getting close to the booth. If you can talk to the driver, ask them, "Can I have a receipt please?" when paying the toll. That way you will have proof of actual price you paid. Also, remember that passengers are the ones who pay for the toll. If you are using Grab, the price shown on the app doesn't include the toll yet. And the driver will usually ask if you want to take the expressway, which if you don't want to pay extra, just tell them to avoid the toll routes. For both standard taxis and Grab, you can ask them to add the toll fee to the total fare, so you can pay it all at once when you get to your destination.
And since we are already talking about taxi scam, let's talk about the common taxi scam in Thailand.
There are so many types of taxi scams, especially when they don't use the meter and charge a flat fee, sometimes even thousands of baht. But in reality, if the meter was used, the fare would only be a few hundred baht for a trip inside Bangkok. This happens more to foreigners, but for Thai people, the real issue is that taxis often won't pick them up at all. In tourist areas, it can be especially hard for Thai people to get a taxi. We have even heard stories from our business clients from Ukraine. One time, a client tried to take a taxi from a trade show at Impact Mueang Thong Thani during rush hour and in the rain. They agreed on a fare that was just a few hundred baht. But when they got to their destination, the driver locked the doors and demanded a much higher fare, over 1,000 baht. This is just one example. Taxi drivers have all sorts of tricks to scam passengers. Some might agree to use the meter but then cancel it halfway through the ride, or cover meter with a towel, or take longer routes to make the fare higher than usual. The last one is something many Thai people deal with often. To avoid these scams, the best way is to use ride-hailing apps like Grab, Lineman, or Bolt. These apps give you fixed prices and let you check the driver review, route, and overall safety first, so you won't get overcharged. This is highly recommended because even as Thai people, we prefer using these apps rather than hailing a taxi off the street because of all the issues with regular taxis. But if you really need to take a regular taxi, it's a good idea to know the route or use Google Maps during the ride to make sure the driver doesn't take a longer route to bump up the fare. If you do get scammed, you can report it after you get out of the taxi. You could secretly record a video of what happened, but make sure you are safe first. Take a picture or write out the taxi's license plate number, which is usually a small yellow tag with numbers on the door. You will also find driver info on the dashboard next to the front seat. If you can get this info, you can report it later. You can call the authorities at 158 anytime 24/7 to report the scam.
And if you are looking for a fun night out or you are just curious about the red light district, here's something to keep in mind.
Who would have thought bars and nightclubs could be a place for scams, especially in popular area for tourists like Soy Cowboy and Nana. While you are out enjoying the nightlife, you might get a huge surprise when you see the bill at the end. The prices don't match what you actually ordered. Some places that scam customers sneak two bills together every time you order, so when you check out, the total is way higher than expected. On top of that, it's hard to prove the scam because glasses and plates are constantly being cleared away. And if you try to challenge the bill, the staff might send a big intimidating buzzer to pressure you into paying. Sounds pretty scary, right? To avoid this, always keep an eye on your bill as you order. If something seems off, speak up and let the staff know right away so they know you are paying attention. Or if you can, pay for each round of drinks and food as you go. That way you will avoid any problems later. The next scam isn't something we have personally gone through, but a lot of people mentioned it in the comments on our Instagram. So we looked into it, and turns out quite a few travelers have fallen for it. It's the jet ski scam. Back when I was a teenager, my family used to go to Pattaya almost every other week, and we rented jet skis a few times with no problems. But according to the stories online, especially from travelers in Phuket and Pattaya, you really need to be careful when renting a jet ski. Some people said that after they returned one, the shop claimed it was damaged, like it has scratches, and then asked them to pay a crazy amount of money. Here's how the scam works. They may spray over all scratches with water-based markers. So when you ride the jet ski, the marks wash off in the water. Then they blame you for the scratch. Others said the staffs didn't give any hand signals when the ride time was up, like they were supposed to, and then charge extra for fuel and overtime. One person even said that jet ski wasn't steering properly and it flipped after just 10 minutes. The staff helped them back to shore, but then told them to pay $2,500 for the damage. Personally, we have never had this happen to ourselves. Maybe because they usually don't scam the locals much. But if you were in your shoes and wanted to rent a jet ski, here's what we would do. First, take a full video of the jet ski before you ride it so you have proof of what it looks like. Second, try to rent from a place where you can actually see someone else return that jet ski with no issues. That's usually a good sign. And if you want to be extra careful, you can even ask the staff to take it for a short ride first, just to see if everything's working. Not sure if they will agree to that, but it's worth a try.
This one I wouldn't personally call it a scam. Imagine that you are buying a dress from Walmart and another same dress from Beverly Hills. You probably don't expect to pay the same price.
The price of products in tourist spots is often higher than in other places. Things like mango sticky rice, coconuts, elephant pants, or local souvenirs can cost more in these areas. I remember once buying a pair of pants at Doi Tung. And when I got to Chiang Mai City, I found the exact same pants for half the price. This happened a lot, and it might not feel like a scam since tourist spots need to charge more to make profits. But I just wanted to share this experience in case you are looking for better deals. Things sold in tourist-heavy areas are usually more expensive. So if you want to save some money, try checking out shops outside the popular tourist spots. Or shop online in Lazada or Shopee if your SIM card comes with Thai number.
Last but not least, the most common scam in Thailand, Grand Palace is closed. Or insert whatever location you are going, and that it's closed. Trust me, don't walk over there wasting your time.
You have probably seen this happen, whether on social media or in the news last year. When you plan to visit a popular tourist spot in Thailand like Wat Po Yawarat or Wat Phra Kaew, you might run into a local who approaches and tells you those places are closed. They will offer to take you in a tuk-tuk to visit another less-known temple. It might seem harmless at first because you are getting to explore a quieter place with fewer people. And the entrance fee might be cheaper, but here's where the scam comes in. They will take you to shops they have set up like overpriced clothing or jewelry stores. And you might then feel pressured to buy because it's hard to say no sometimes. But also we have had lots of comments on our Instagram from people saying they got scammed but still had fun. They bought something and even liked the lesser known temple the tuk-tuk driver took them to. So I guess scammers aren't all bad. They might still take you to cool places, but they trick you into thinking the main sites are closed. To avoid this scam, always double check the opening hours of the places you want to visit on Google or official websites to make sure you are not getting misled. Here's an extra tip. If you are heading to Yaowarat, the Chinatown area with shops and restaurants, most places stay open late, until midnight even, so you have plenty of options. We are not sharing this to scare you off at all. Heck, we got scammed by an Uber driver in Florida back in 2020. Scammers are everywhere, and we just want to make sure that when you hear about this, you'll be ready when you come to Thailand. Be prepared will help you avoid falling for these scams. So we hope this info is useful for you all. Until next time, สวัสดีค่ะ